you can move. You better show me now, show me now, show me now. Cause when I take you to the floor, oh, you gotta get down. You know what to do. Hey, Mr. DJ. Play a song for this old dance floor. Cause if you dance as good as you look right now, it just might make my baby. It just might make my baby. Hey, may I just say that you got me so intrigued. I'm so intrigued. But what good is beauty if your booty can't find a lead? I don't wanna know, so please don't do that to me. It will break my heart, break my heart, break my heart if I find out you can move. You better show me now, show me now, show me now. Cause when I take you to the floor, you gotta get down. You know what to do. Hey, Mr. DJ. Play a song for this old dance floor. Cause you can dance as good as you look right now. I just might make it my baby. I just might make it my baby. Hey. So responsible. Put some spirit in it. Put your heart into it. That's all I need. If I like what I see, you're coming home with me. My heart beats at the body. Being a responsible guy, treating me like you're supposed to. Tears run from my eyes. Hey, Mr. DJ, play a song for this old dance floor. Cause if we dance as good as it looks right now, I just might make it my baby. I just might make it my baby. Hey. I'm low-key freaking out right now because it has been so long since I've seen everyone! Hi! I'm back! Holy shit! Let me catch up with chat real quick because I've missed you guys! Alright, let's see who's here. Hello, Colin! DM was a no-show for D&D, but all that means I get to be here for your stream! Thank you so much! Oh! I'm kind of honored that you're using the time that you got from D&D to spend time with me. I appreciate it. Also, Colin, you went nuts with my new emotes. It made me so happy seeing all of them, especially the cheerleading one. I think if I have to pick my favorite, it's the cheerleading one, just because the little pom-poms going, ah, 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 ah. Hello, Maruto, it's so good to see you. Thank you so much for stopping by. I really appreciate it. And we'll get into that. Hello, Virus, and no, I didn't forget about you guys. I could never forget about you guys. Oh my gosh. I, like, low-key, actually, like, there were a couple times when I was on my little vacation where I was like, I wonder how everyone's doing. Like, how's Sammy doing? How's Hikari doing? How's Virus doing? How's Colin doing? But, of course, I had, like, no internet where I was, so I couldn't check. Like, I have data, but I have, like, a limited plan on my phone, so it's not the most ideal for me to watch streams where I was. Like, I could text Sammy to check up on her, but otherwise, I was off the grid. On my vacation, which we will get to. And hello, Hikari, it's so good to see you. Thank you so much for stopping by. I really appreciate it. I am going to give you a shout out. By the way, I saw some of the art that you were doing because Sammy sent it over to me. It's looking so good. You've been doing amazing, girl. I hope you know that. So, you guys are probably wondering, what happened while I was gone? And this includes for Sammy too. So I thought, what better way to do it than through a fucking PowerPoint. We are gonna do a special PowerPoint presentation. You thought it was exclusive to debuts? Nah, man. This is also happening for a hiatus return because a lot of shit happened to Sammy specifically, and I kind of wanted to give her like an opportunity to show it, but also I kind of wanted to show you guys what happened during my honeymoon because, guys, I have pictures. Now, I couldn't actually put the pictures in the PowerPoint, so I had to get an artist to redraw them. So yeah, there's gonna be some artist redraws, although there is one that I managed to get because Sammy was very kind when I came back and took a picture of it for me. So you guys will see that. Anyways, let's get to our PowerPoint presentation of where were they? So starting off with me. As I previously mentioned, I was on my honeymoon! For those who are unaware, and to be honest, I would be very surprised if you guys didn't know. But I am a newlywed. I recently got married in May of this year to my amazing husband, Louie. And we had delayed our honeymoon by a couple months just because Sammy was going to be having some medical situations, which we will talk about. So we decided, okay, we don't want Sammy to feel pressured to moderate or anything because we don't know how Sammy's going to react to all of this pain that she's about to go through. So why don't we schedule our honeymoons on that day so I don't feel pressured to stream, she doesn't feel pressured to moderate. So yeah, so as you see in the artwork, the redraw that Nerda did, we were at a private beach house. So there was a section of the beach where it was completely blocked off from the public eye. So we had our own like little section of the beach to ourselves. We had this really nice like little beach house that was super nice. And we had this space all to ourselves. For the whole 2 weeks I was gone, we had this space all to ourselves. So it was really nice for me because as you can see on a lot of my body, unfortunately, I have a lot of scars, and it can be difficult for me to feel comfortable wearing normal swimsuits. This was actually a suggestion by Adelina. Lena actually, okay, funny story. So Lena, for those who don't know, my bestie married an info broker, and she talked to him and she's like, hey, do you know any private beach houses? Because I feel like that would be a great thing for Louie and Dora's honeymoon. And he managed to get us a discount for booking it for 2 weeks through his connections. He's like, hey, here's your wedding present. There you go. I got you a connection so that way you can have like a private beach house, which was super sweet of him. Thank you, Zalor. I appreciate you. You're a good friend of mine. So yeah, I was able to go on the beach in a normal swimsuit, which again, not normal for me in the slightest because I don't really like to show off my scars. Like often when I go to the beach, I often wear swimsuits that are a little bit more covering. I wear a sweater over it just because I don't feel comfortable. In fact, I'm not gonna lie, there have been a couple times where I just showed up in a long sleeve shirt over my swimsuit because I did not want most of my scars to be visible. But because it was a private beach house and I was with someone who had seen every single scar on my body, I was just like, I don't feel the need to hide because it's just Louie. It's just my husband. So I was able to walk around the beach and I actually did a lot of swimming. I'm not gonna lie. Swimming was my jam. Swimming was my absolute fucking jam during this honeymoon. I loved to swim at the beach. It was so much fun. And overall, it was peaceful. Like I had a couple moments where I would just like sit on the sand and just watch the waves with Louie right next to me. Like this is how you know you're really close to someone. If you can sit in just complete silence for long periods of time without needing to fill the space and still feel comfortable, you have found your person. You have absolutely found your person. And that's how it felt for me. Also, by the way, OBS updated. So please let me know if audio is too loud or too quiet, okay? Just because, it's very hard for me to tell in this setup right now. Yeah, we also did go to the boardwalk that is like, I want to say like a 10-minute walk away from the private beach house. And there was an artist who was willing to draw me. She was a big fan of me, so she drew like this little sketch of me, and it was so cute. This took like 15 minutes. This took 15 minutes, which I was genuinely surprised of. So yeah, this is the one picture that did survive because Sammy went out of her way to photograph it when she came to check up on me yesterday. But yeah, moving on from that. So one thing you guys might have not expected of me on my honeymoon is that I read. For those who didn't know this, again, this is going to be a real shocker to people who aren't paying attention. I adore reading. I am an absolute bookworm. And one of the reasons why we opted to get a beach house was because on days where we felt like we needed to take a break and relax, me and Louie would just kind of hang out in the living room and read a bunch of books. Either we would read the books that we brought, or we would pick up new books from the pier. And Sammy is so sweet. Sammy's wedding present to me was actually a bunch of her books that she doesn't read anymore. So she gave me a bunch of books to read on my honeymoon with my husband, and they were so good. I read this is how crazy I am. I read the entirety of the Hunger Games. I read the Hunger Games because at that point I had not read the Hunger Games. I had seen the first two movies, but I had not read the Hunger Games. So she gave me the original trilogy as a wedding present, and I read the whole damn thing, and it was so good. I loved it. Although questionable decisions were made in Mockingjay. Questionable decisions. I cried so hard during Mockingjay. But it was good. I liked it. I'm thinking I might read, the next book. Also, what do you mean next book? Are you asking what next book I'm gonna read? I do know for Hunger Games, I do want to pick up at least Sunrise on the Reaping. I don't know if I'm gonna read, Ballads of Songbirds and Snakes, just because it's Snow's story, and I don't know how I feel reading from his perspective. Especially after going through Mockingjay, I need a break from that man. I'm sorry, I don't like him. He gives me the ick. And then I also got the entirety of the series You Can't Live All on Your Own, which is about 4 women who are actually around Sammy's age, living in modern day Japan and dealing with issues like, oh, I haven't gotten married yet, or I don't know where my life is gonna go. And it has some really important questions. It was a really good series. It's short. It's 3 volumes long. I don't know what the artist is planning on doing more in this series because the main plot's kind of done. But it was a really good series. I really liked it. And this was one Louie really liked too. I remember specifically, he would lean on my shoulder while reading it and ask questions. And it was so fucking cute. And no worries, Hikari. Thank you so much for subbing by. I really appreciate it. And I'm glad to be back. I missed you guys. I missed you guys a lot. But yeah, no. That's one thing about Louie I've noticed. If he's really interested in something I'm doing, he just leans over. He doesn't talk. He just kind of watches, and it is the cutest fucking thing. And then, of course, I read the Apothecary Diaries. This is what I also read with Louie, just because, He was like, yo, I'm an apothecary. I'm gonna try to see if I can predict, like, the different plot twists. And I'm like, okay. And every time he predicted it, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Am I dating a Mau Mau? Am I dating a Mau Mau right now? What the fuck is this? And then I also read the first volume of The Princess Diaries because I had seen the movie, but I heard the book was different, and it was pretty good. It was pretty good. The book is really different. There are some characterizations that I prefer in the movie because some of this is like, what the fuck? Like, I think the grandma and Lily, like those two characterizations, I was like, I don't know how I feel about this. I did like the fact that we got to meet the protagonist's dad. He was a character in this, and I actually liked his character development. And you know, me and Louie would read some unmentionables that I cannot talk about publicly. Just some, you know, stuff that newlyweds will sometimes read. That is all. Because I know if I say any more, I am going to get bonked. Also, this artwork was also another redraw by Nerda, and it's another one of my favorite pieces because this is one where I'm wearing shorts, but I wear leggings in this outfit, so you guys can see my legs a little bit more, but mainly you see how like the sleeve is kind of this mesh material that shows off my scars. Again, I don't typically wear this in public because I don't like showing off my scars a lot. Like, I like tasteful paneling for my scars, thank you, like how, like, you know, you kind of see it on my model. But in scenarios like this where I am completely in private with my husband, it's like, yeah, absolutely, I feel comfortable around him, I'm okay wearing this. I think this was one of his favorite outfits too. He said I looked really pretty in it. Although he kept pulling back my sleeves whenever I was cooking, because I cooked a couple times while we were on our honeymoon, and every time I wore this, he was like, let's just pull these sleeves back. You don't want to get them dirty. Uh-huh. I'm not risking the bonk. Anyways, so in short, it was incredibly nice to spend time with my husband. It was kind of like we were away from the public eye for a while, and it was really nice, and I had an incredible time with him. Honestly, it reminded me of all the reasons I adore him so much, but at the same time, I did miss home. He missed home. We missed everyone back home, and also, I missed you guys. I missed streaming. That was one thing. On the final night, he's like, are you excited to go home? And I said, a little. Like, I like my time with you, but I miss our home. I miss our comfy little home. I miss our routine, and I miss streaming. And he's like, I knew you were gonna say you miss streaming, because like the whole time I didn't perform, I didn't sing, I was just relaxing. So I missed this. I missed you guys so much. Also, this artwork was drawn by Fawn Nettle. She did absolutely amazing. She was just given my character design, and I wanted to show you guys this artwork as well. But yeah, needless to say, I am excited to return to streaming with full force. I have a lot of plans coming up. In particular, next month, I'm going to be doing a charity event for Children's Aid Foundation of Canada. I think everything is almost ready, at least promotional-wise, for me to talk about it. I have all the goals ready. I have some preliminary stuff gotten out of the way so that way I can sort of deliver on my promises when it comes to the goals. And I also have the games installed. I'm pretty much ready. I'm just kind of waiting on artwork. That's the only thing I'm waiting on right now. Colin, why are you angry? Also, before I forget, how are you guys doing in chat? Did you guys behave while I was gone? Also, I know Love was covering me. How did she do? Did she do great? I know Sammy knows this answer, but did Love do good while she was covering me? No bug yet. Okay, good. I'm being good today. Let's go. Maybe it's because I got it all out of my system. I'm kidding. That would be a bog. Anyways, while I was on my honeymoon, Sammy, what was going on for you? Oh, what was going on with me? Okay, so as a reminder for those who may have not known, despite me mentioning it several times over the course of this past year, I had to get wisdom teeth surgery. Yeah. So I found out, so for those who don't know, it's kind of like a retrace of updates and stuff. And hello, ZV! It is so good to see you. Thank you so much for stopping by. I really appreciate it. We are about to get into my medical nightmare. So starting out September of last year, I had made a point to go to the dentist and start to get a bunch of stuff figured out, because at that point, I had not gone to the dentist for 10 years. Because I had a lot of anxiety about going to the dentist. I had a lot of issues. And also, I did not know who my original dentist was for half of that 10 years. So I didn't know who I would go to. So I decided okay, maybe I'll find an office close to me, so that way it's not too out of the way for me. I can go get taken care of. And I found this amazing office near me. I wish I could mention them, but unfortunately, because it is near my house, I unfortunately cannot. But they are great. And the first thing that the dentist told me was all right, Sammy, you're not gonna like to hear this, but you have to get all 4 of your wisdom teeth removed. And the problem is that I cannot do it. What do you mean? So if you look at your x-ray, and this is the reason why I had to get it removed via surgery, your teeth are actually starting to dig into your jawbone. And it's causing some really severe damage. So if you let this go on for 2 more years, you may actually have a broken jawbone, or even further muscle and nerve damage. You might not even be able to eat properly if you don't get these removed. So he gave me a referral to a surgeon, and this surgeon is a little bit further away, so it is a trek to get over to my surgeon. But I went over there in November. They took a look at my x-rays, and they're yep, so it's pretty standard procedure here. You are going to be under sedation for this whole process. And they were super nice. They didn't force me to book right away, because they didn't force me to do the appointment as soon as possible. They were just so you're at the stage where, if you let it go for at least a year, it won't be so bad. But when were you thinking of getting this done? And I requested to do this during my summer vacation, because for those who don't know, I work as an educational assistant, and it can be a little bit tricky to ask for time off. Of course, I can get time off for recovery and stuff like that, but I didn't want to put my work in a bad place, especially if I had complications with recovery, and I didn't want to be forced to return to work before I was ready, and I just wanted to recover at my own pace, pretty much. And this would have proved to be the best possible outcome that I could have chosen for myself, because you'll see why in a bit. So yeah, and he talked me through the whole process. He told me okay, this is what's gonna happen. Make sure you don't eat 8 hours before your surgery. You are allowed to take your allergy medication, because at the time I was freshly under new allergy medication, And he's like, yeah, that's not going to affect the sedation, and it's probably good that you take it beforehand because we don't want you to not be able to breathe, because that was a major concern of mine going into surgery, was that I wasn't going to be able to breathe. But because I had my allergy medication and I was allowed to take it and have it in my system, I was able to breathe, which was a major thing for me. And as I previously mentioned, they explained the whole process of going under sedation for me pretty much. Actually, I'll get into it in this section. Alright, so my day of surgery. So the day that the hiatus started, which was July 3rd, I woke up extremely early. I, did my showering, did like all of my final prep, because here's the thing. After your surgery, for the first 24 hours, you cannot bathe and you cannot brush your teeth because you are like freshly cut into, you are exposed to various bacteria, so you are told that you cannot bathe. So I went ahead, did all my showering. I did an everything shower. I brushed my teeth because I was allowed to brush my teeth beforehand. And I grabbed, my penguin plush Pobby. I got a book for the waiting room. I had my really cute backpack. I had a shirt that said, like, be kind to yourself. This bright yellow shirt that was really baggy because we were told, like, hey, don't wear tight clothing because if something happens, they need to be able to access your vitals. So I was wearing really loose clothing. And I'm not gonna lie, on the drive there, I was getting severely anxious because, for those who don't know, this is my first major medical procedure. I have not had any major, like, medical procedures where I had to be sedated. So this was a big deal for me. So I was freaking out in the 30-minute car ride to my surgeon's clinic. Like, oh God, is like the sedation gonna even work? Am I gonna be okay? Am I gonna be okay? And I was struggling. But one thing I did was that the night before, I had actually bought Love's album, My Will, which, by the way, I am going to put in chat. I will put the link to the Bandcamp album if you guys want to buy it. I bought it digitally and I loaded it onto my phone because one thing that is really cool about Love's album on Bandcamp is specifically that you can actually tap the icon on your music player and it'll pull up all of the lyrics to the song, which is really fucking cool. I don't know how she did that, but she did. And it also has obviously this custom artwork that Love put there, and I listened to that whole album while I was on the car ride, and I'm not gonna lie, it was what calmed me down. I kept listening to a lot of the tracks over and over again to calm down, to breathe. And one thing that Love didn't really talk about is that a lot of the songs are actually quite slow. And with the exception of Finished, I was able to kind of time my breathing with the song, and it really helped. I'll actually put one of the songs in the background. One sec, guys. I'll actually put my favorite song. So this is Thanatophobia, which, for those who don't know, is the fear of death. And by far, this song in particular was what fully calmed me down. I think it's because, like, it's kind of addressing, like, a lot of the fear of going into sedation for me. It's the idea of dying under sedation, which is one fear that I had. I'm not going to lie. I had a fear that something was going to happen when I was in sedation and that something would go wrong. I was very terrified of that. Like, I didn't talk about it much to my family, but that was a fear I have. So this song kind of helped me process through those emotions, and it helped calm me down. Honest to God, it helped calm me down. So, W to Love. I told this to her like days after recovery. I'm like, hey, just so you know, your EP was what calmed me down before my surgery, and I'm so proud of her. Like, guys, again, please support Love. She just debuted as a VTuber. I am so utterly proud of her. Is this me, like, you know, shameless plug for Love? Yes, but again, this album was literally what helped me calm down and be ready to go under, basically. Anyways, I'm gonna put on the other music because some shit happened. Some shit happened, as you can tell from my lovely, lovely bullet points. In fact, I'm not gonna put on the regular music. And nah, we are going to put on some messed up stuff here. Okay. Okay. So, you know, it's very difficult for me to walk into the office at this point. You know, my husband and my mom had to hold both of my hands as I was walking, because I'm not gonna lie, my legs were really shaky, so they both had to hold my hands as we walked into this clinic. And I go up to the front desk and I check in. I'm like, hi, it's insert legal name here. I have a wisdom teeth surgery at 10 o'clock today. And then I see the receptionist typing a lot. And she's not saying anything. And I'm noticing she's getting more visibly concerned. And of course, my mom, W to my mom, being my advocate, she's like, is everything okay? And she's like, I think your appointment was canceled by the system. This office did not email me or call me to tell me that my appointment was canceled. And I'm just like, I booked this back in November. And she's like, yeah, sometimes the system will delete appointments if it's too far out. And I'm like, oh, crap. And she's like, I'm gonna check in with the surgeon. Give me a moment. And during this time, I walked off to the bathroom because I was like, okay, well, even though my appointment might be canceled, I'm still gonna do the thing where, you know, I go to the bathroom, because I watched this one video where it said, hey, ladies, if you are having wisdom teeth surgery, come into the office prepared to go to the bathroom, because you don't want to, like, have an accident while you're under sedation. And I'm like, okay. So, you know, I do my business, but the whole time, I'm like, am I even going under today? I booked this so long ago. Am I going under today? Am I even gonna get my teeth removed today? Do I have to wait like another week? Do I have to dodge it? Like, what's going on? I was in the state of, am I going to go into surgery today? Is this happening? And then I came back out, and my mom is talking with the receptionist, and they're like, yeah, okay, we figured it out. Oh, and thank you, ZV, I appreciate it. Yeah, we hit it during my hiatus, so I was very surprised. So thank you so much, guys, by the way. But yeah, definitely I think AI had something to do with that, which sucks. But anyways, I come back out, I see my mom talking with the receptionist, and thankfully my surgeon knew I wanted this appointment, so he kept his schedule free. So it was happening today. And naturally, you know, I did the whole shindig of paying for my surgery. $3,000 up front. At least it was covered by my insurance, but $3,000 up front. I didn't like that, trust me. But no, I paid for it up front, and then checked if they could make the claim to my insurance. They already did. And then the nurse stepped down and is like, all right, time to go. I'm like, already? And she's like, yeah, we're all ready for you, Samantha. By the way, for those who don't know, my real name is Samantha, but I go by Sammy. That's my nickname. And I'm like, okay. I'm in a rush, you know. I put my stuff away in, like, my little backpack. I pass it to my mom to hold. I give her a big hug. And then I see my husband in the waiting room on his phone. I'm like, Babu, it's time. He's like, oh, shit, already? I'm like, yeah, I'm going. So he gives me a big hug, and I give him my glasses because... Well, actually, no, I didn't give him my glasses. I didn't give my glasses. I actually did wear my glasses in. My mistake. But said my goodbyes, and then I asked the nurse, like, is it okay if I have my penguin plush with me just to comfort me? And she's like, yeah, that's fine. He's not going to interfere with the surgery, so we have no issue. So I got to hold my penguin plush while I was in the chair. And I'm going to put the regular music back on because we are no longer in the funnies. Now we are in the 30th point. So I get into, you know, the surgery chair, and it's comfortable. It's pretty comfortable. And, you know, they do all the usual stuff. They hook me up to a heart monitor, which, I'm not gonna lie, was kind of stressful. Because then I was aware of my heartbeat and how fast it was going, and I was trying to calm myself down. It sucked, but I could see and hear the beeps of my heart. And for the record, I have not been hooked up to a heart monitor for most of my life. So seeing it happen was kind of anxiety-inducing, I'm not gonna lie, but also kind of cool. It was kind of cool. Especially the finger thing they put, like, it's like a little pinchy. It's like a little pinchy they put on, like, your index finger. And then, obviously, they had to take off my glasses because I could not have my glasses on during the surgery. So I was blind for a hot minute, which added to my anxiety because when I can't see, I'm anxious. But then they were like, okay, we're going to give you, a small dose of the sedation medicine just to make sure everything's okay, and also to calm you down a little bit. I'm like, okay. And I squeezed my penguin plushie really tight because, for those who don't know, I don't like the feeling of needles in my body. Makes me really uncomfortable, just the fact there's like a thin metal piece in me. I don't like it. So having the IV in was, again, stress-inducing. And it was kind of uncomfortable, but I dealt with it. I was like, okay, this is necessary. I'm gonna be out in a second. It's gonna be fine. So yeah, I was still pretty anxious. So yeah, even though they said that the sedation medication was gonna calm me down, it didn't. I felt my body calm, but my mind was not calm in the slightest. So I'm like, okay. For neurotypicals, maybe. And then, of course, I had to, well, of course, before, you know, all the medication, I did sign forms, and I laughed because I know how to sign Aurora's name, because I taught her how to do, like, a professional signature, and I'm like, okay, I gotta remember to make sure not to sign as Aurora Leah Maurice, which is, like, content creation stuff, and she's like, oh, you do streaming? I'm like, yeah, I'm a VTuber, and she's like, nice, that's pretty cool. Are you going to be streaming at all anytime soon? I'm like, nope. I'm off for 2 weeks because of this. And she's like, oh, yeah, fair. And, of course, after, you know, the first dose of the sedation medication came in, my surgeon came in. He's a very nice guy, by the way. If you couldn't tell from, like, my first exposure to him, he is super, super nice. He is a wonderful guy. And he was like, do you have any questions? And I was like, do you guys take the needle out when I'm passed out? And he's like, no, we do it when you're awake. I'm sorry. And I'm like, that's fine. He's like, and you have a penguin? I'm like, yeah, I have Bobby. He's here. He's like, oh, he's gonna do great. He's gonna make sure you're okay. And then shortly after, the nurse came in and was like, all right, we're gonna do your second dose of sedation medication. Shortly after I put this in, you are going to pass out. And this is also gonna remove the memory of the procedure. I'm like, okay. So, you know, the medication goes in. Feels a little cold for a second. I blink. And then all of a sudden, I'm in the recovery room. Within 2 seconds of the sedation medication being put into my body, I passed out. And because sedation is the way that it is, where it removes the memory of the procedure from your mind. And my procedure, for context, I was getting all 4 of my wisdom teeth removed. Again, reminder. Apparently, it takes about 45 minutes. It takes 45 minutes during a normal procedure, provided like nothing bad happens, for all 4 teeth to be removed. And wouldn't you know it, when you're under sedation, if it's that short, it's going to feel like you blinked and then it's over. And sure enough, when I woke up, when I blinked and then I opened my eyes again, I wasn't in the surgery room. I was in the recovery room, which is like a bunch of like really comfortable armchairs in like a row. I see like the nurse's desk. I'm like, oh shit, I'm awake. Oh. And one thing that, unfortunately for you guys who might have been betting, if I was going to be a little bit woozy, I am unfortunately I was not woozy. I was just tired. I was tired, but I was aware of who I was, where I was, and what just happened, which that was what I wanted. That was what I wanted Michael to tell me when I woke up, if I was woozy. But luckily, he didn't have to, because I was like, oh, okay, I'm in the recovery room right now. Oh shit, it's over. Oh, okay, I did it. I did it. I probably have pain medication in me right now because I don't feel it really, except for this damn gauze in my mouth. My mouth is like really dry. Oh, my mouth is really dry. I don't like this. And the nurse is like, oh, you're awake. Oh, okay. Hi, Samantha. Like, hi. She's like, how you feeling? I'm like, my mouth is really dry. She's like, yeah, it's gonna feel like that for a bit. I can't give you water. You have to wait till you get home because you gotta let the clots clot up in your mouth, okay? Like, okay. And she took the IV out at that point because it's like, okay, she doesn't need to be sedated anymore. She's fine. And during this time, my mom was bringing the car to the back of the building because the recovery room is actually at the back of the clinic. So that way, once like the patient is able to walk and is aware enough to walk, you would just go through the door in the recovery room straight out to the car. So that way they don't have to walk too far, which is a major thing. You don't want to exert like any like serious like physical like exercise after a procedure like this. So it's a very nice thing that they do. And that's where my husband and my mom was. And my nurse then was like, all right, Sammy, all right, Samantha, we're gonna take the gauze out of your mouth and we're gonna replace it with some new ones. So she takes out the gauze. I'm like, oh, okay. It's awkward. And then she starts to put the new gauze in. And for those who don't know, I have a lot of sensory issues, if you couldn't already tell. The second she put that gauze in my mouth, I gagged. To the point where it caused severe nausea. And she's like, you're going to throw up. I'm about to throw up. So she gives me this clear barf bag. And just as my husband comes in, I am puking up blood. Did I ever tell you guys that my husband has a severe aversion to throwing up, first off? Especially when it comes to me. So, you know, he's thinking, all right, my wife did really good. My wife did fantastic. She's done. I get to see my wife. He walks in and just sees his wife throwing up blood. And that's why I have like a bullet point saying, waking up blood covered, because I missed the barf bag a little bit. I missed the bag, and the blood got on my shirt, but also on Bobby. My poor penguin had just a big splotch of blood right on him. And shout out to my husband. He didn't run. Because that was his instinct. His instinct when someone is throwing up is to run and not deal with it. He looks at me, stun locked, then he turns to my mom, who's right behind him, and it's just like, Tracy, your daughter's throwing up, and it doesn't look good. And she's like, alright, let's go see her. And at that point, you know, I had just finished throwing up. I was like, okay, I'm fine. Do the gauze again, I'm ready. And she put the gauze back in. And my mom's like, hi, how you doing? I'm like, I'm okay. I'm okay. But apparently, actually, you know what? I'm gonna ask, give me 1 second, guys. Give me 1 dang second. I've been telling her to do this every time I tell the story in person. But I think for the stream audience, I think I'm gonna go get my mom. And I'm gonna have her tell this part. Hey, Mama? Can you come upstairs for a minute? Oh, nothing. I wanted to ask if you wanted to tell the story on stream, what I was like after wisdom teeth. For the funnies. If you feel like it.
Kinda winded. I was cleaning the bathroom.
Oh shit, sorry, are you okay?
Yeah.
Are you okay with saying it? You don't have to,
Feeling
you
a
know.
little shy.
It's okay. They're not gonna bite.
Cause it was pretty calm. Like you were just, I don't even know what I would say to you. You know,
Are you hiding with the blanket to your face?
Yeah.
Okay, I won't bug you then. Don't worry.
Love you.
Love you. Okay, so I was not sure if my mic was on. Ah, shit. So you guys probably overheard my mom's feeling a little shy. She's feeling a little shy, so I was like, you don't have to if you don't want to. And she's like, yeah, I don't want to. I'm like, okay. So she told me later on that apparently, while mentally, I was extremely aware. I was able to communicate myself fairly well. It was pretty good. But physically, my body was just like schlumped in the chair. Like just schlumped. It looked like, you know, my body language basically screamed, I want to go home. I want to go home. I'm so done. And she laughs at this now. But at the time, she was really worried about me. So she's like, okay, let's get you home. Because I got the all clear from the nurse that I could go home. Because at that point, I was so aware that they're like, yeah, you're good to go. It took a hot minute for me to get to the car, though, because I wasn't wobbly from anxiety no more. No. I was wobbly from just the fact that I had basically a sedation medication still in my body. So I was like a baby deer. I was a baby deer walking to that car. And again, shout out to my husband. Despite the fact, you know, I was covered in blood. I gauzed my mouth. I definitely didn't look my best. He popped open the trunk. And he got, like, the pillow and blanket that we stowed back there. Because I had forgotten that we did that. And as my mom's, like, buckling me into my seat, he sits next to me, puts the pillow behind my back, and then tucks me into the blanket, and then I pass out again on the way home. Because at that point, I'm just like, I'm tired. I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. We aren't to be trusted. I see how. No. My mom's just shy. She can get weirdly shy, honestly. My mom can get weirdly shy. And I didn't tell her I was going to do this ahead of time, by the way, so she probably was like, wait, what? Why do you want me to show up on your stream? Anyways, getting out of the funnies, let's get into... Thank you, Colin. Let's get into recovery. How did recovery go? And, oh yeah, you guys get to see my face for this part. So, first day of recovery. Legitimately, as you can see on the picture of me on the right, I could not lay down comfortably because I had like no pain medication in my system. My mom had to go out like shortly after we got back home. She went out to the pharmacy and she had to wait over an hour for my pain medication to be filled because I had a triple prescription. I had antibiotics, I had ibuprofen, and I had Tylenol 3. So I could not lay down properly. I was in a lot of pain until the medication came, and I had full chipmunk cheeks. It was chipmunk cheek hour for me, and it was whew. But as you guys noticed in that picture, and right at the bottom right, I got a special gift from my husband. It was this giant seal plush. This was something that I had requested from him. I'm like, hey, for a surgery present, can you get me a seal plush? And he got me a giant ass seal that could act as a sort of body pillow for me. So that way, like, because the thing is that after you have wisdom teeth surgery, you have to sort of keep your head upright a little bit while you sleep. So this seal was kind of a preventative measure for that. It kept my body somewhat upright, so that way, you know, if I shifted off my pillows, I could at least still recover because I had this seal. And yes, we did name her Captain because she came with 4 mini seals that looked just like her. So we're like, oh, she's a mom. Okay, we're gonna call her Captain because she has her own fleet of seals. So yeah, Captain was extremely helpful in helping me recover. And as you can tell on the picture on the left, I had this head wrap that was ice packs, and ooh, sometimes the ice would give me frostbite a little bit. It was pretty cold, especially before pain medication. It was not pleasant, but every here's the thing. My mom was amazing. Every 20 minutes, she would either be putting this ice pack on me or she'd be taking it off and refreezing it for the first 2 days. She was on fire with nursing me around the clock to make sure that I wouldn't have any bruising or any swelling in my face, which she definitely succeeded because I have no, bruising on my cheeks. I went to a bridal party yesterday, and a bridal shower, and when people heard that I had wisdom teeth surgery 2 weeks ago, they're like, you can't tell, you have no bruising on your face. And I'm like, thank my mom for that one. And also, hi Brian, it's so good to see you. Thank you so much for stopping by. I really appreciate it. And thank you for the lurk, love. But yeah, no, I had no bruising on my face, thankfully. And it was pretty good. It was pretty good. And naturally, for the first 24 hours, or not the first 24, but at least for the first 8 hours, you have to keep replacing your gauze every time you drink or you eat. So every time I wanted water, or every time I took medication, or every time I drank Inshore, I had to remove the gauze from my mouth, do what I needed to do, and then immediately put it back in. Because the thing is that with wisdom teeth surgery, the main thing you are afraid of is dry socket. Which, this is what happens when the blood clot that is, healing the surgical incision in your mouth gets pulled out. And because it's out, the socket goes dry, and you are exposed to a lot of bacteria, and thus the nerves in your mouth are going to freak the shit out. So you have to be really careful during the first few days. But luckily in my case, no blood clotting was discharged. I was thankfully doing pretty good. And by so I had my procedure at 10 o'clock. I got out at 11. I was able to stop using the gauze at like 6 o'clock, because at 6 o'clock, my bleeding slowed extremely, which means, okay, you can stop using the gauze, you can start letting the clot sort of clot at this point. And yeah, also for the first, I want to say 3 days, but in particular for the first day, I could not eat properly. Typically for the first day, and often a lot of times till the third day, you are on a liquid diet. You cannot have anything that is too hot or too cold, and you can't have anything that you can chew, mainly because you don't want to, bite your tongue if you still have freezing, but also because, again, if you chew anything extremely solid, it could dislodge that blood clot we talked about. So I was on Ensure for a lot of my recovery. I was on Ensure for my meals of the day. I got the chocolate Ensure. It was very tasty. Had a lot of vitamins. I found out I really like Ensure. That's the one thing that I found out through this whole process, is that I really liked Ensure. Also, I will be right back. I just have to run to the washroom. And I'm glad to be back. I'm honestly glad to be back. So, see you guys in a minute. And we are back. Sorry for the wait, everyone. But yeah, for the most part, that first day was like, honestly chill. I, was able to, I wasn't as bedridden as I thought I would be. I kind of just sat at my computer for a little bit. Whenever I took pain medication, I would go pass out of my bed. And for the most part, it was fine. I was actually doing pretty good. I was at the point where, like, I'm gonna be honest, I didn't expect me to be able to text people, but I was at the stage where I was able to send out messages to my friends to be like, hey, I'm okay. I'm fine. I survived. And hello, Ma. It's so good to see you. I'm just talking about my surgery. Hope you enjoy the deets. But yeah, that first day was chill. I was glad that I was able to, like, talk to people, thankfully. Like, not talk, but, like, be able to message people. But I'm not gonna lie, that picture of me with, like, the chipmunk cheeks, I'm like, my face was so swollen. It was too funny. Alrighty, so most recovery days went a little something like this. So starting on day 2, because I was at such, like, a good healing rate, I was able to, start having Jell-O, yogurt. The yogurt was mainly for my antibiotics, because I don't typically eat yogurt super often as I should be. But I was like, yeah, I gotta eat it, because if you, for ladies, if you don't have yogurt with your antibiotics, things can go wrong. If you want to know what can go wrong, look it up. I'm not going to tell you on a stream. But pretty much, it was a lot of Jell-O, which my mom was very sweet. She kept the fridge stocked up with so much Jell-O. It was so good. Thank you, Mama. And then, of course, again, I was drinking Ensure to keep sort of like my caloric intake under control, but also to get my vitamin intake under control. But a lot of my days were spent asleep, because after, like, day 1, I was mostly, like, starting day 2, I was mostly asleep. Like, I was sleeping a lot. just because like these like pain medications were knocking me out consistently, because for the record, I never had like pain medication this strong before. So it was like, okay, I'm too tired to even think. So I would be sleeping every time I took like Tylenol 3. I'd be passing out pretty quickly afterwards, and I was taking this shit like every 4 hours, by the way, guys. It's right. Every 4 hours I had to take this, so you can imagine how much I slept. I was really only awake when I was making stuff for, obviously I was making the slideshow for this while I was in recovery, but also when I was working on stuff for the Children's Aid Foundation event. But yeah, also the only other reasons I stayed awake was because of Love's streams. Again, Love covered for me while I was under surgery recovery, so shout out to Love again. Thank you. Thank you for covering for me. Your streams were super fun to watch while I was in recovery. Like, no joke. Her streams were a very good distraction from the fact that I was very slow in my recovery process. Like, again, not super slow. I actually recovered faster than most people, but definitely it was a good distraction from it all. So, yeah. But the one thing I do want to mention is that it was really awkward washing my mouth out. So for the first like 2 days, you can like gingerly like brush your teeth. You have to be really careful. But the main thing you have to do is every time you eat something, you have to make a combination of warm water and salt to make like this salt wash. And every time you eat, you have to gently move, like take a swig and move your head side to side with the liquid, and you have to let the liquid drain out of your mouth. You can't spit it because the act of spitting could dislodge the blood clots again. So you have to like let it just drain out of your mouth, like so that was really awkward. By day 5, I was able to kind of just like use the syringe they gave me to like wash out the sockets directly, which I still have to do that until like so I'm on week 3 right now. Yeah, I'm on week 3 right now. I have to do it until end of next week with the whole like washing out the sockets. So yeah. Also, as you can tell on one of the pictures, on day 3, I celebrated with pasta and soup, because at that point I could eat soup. I was happy. Also, you guys can see the little fleet of seals. Those are Captain's children who were on my desk all the time. And then, of course, you see the pictures of me and Captain just in bed, because Captain was very much comforting me while I was going through all this, because, again, I was passing out a lot. It was alright. Also, look at the chungus that Captain is. She's amazing. I love this girl. Alright. So, if you guys were wondering what my ultimate craving was, because the thing is that most people, when they have to go under, like, obviously not eating for a while before surgery, but also in recovery, you can't eat certain foods. They will have a specific food that they wanted. And for me, ever since, like, I think I want to say day 1, around dinner time, so about, like, 8 hours, what would it be? It would be around, like, 7 hours after my procedure. All I wanted was a burger from Five Guys. This is not sponsored, but Five Guys, if you want to sponsor a girly who just got out of wisdom teeth surgery, I'd very much appreciate it. But I desperately wanted a burger. In fact, at one point, under pain medication, I cried because all I wanted was a burger. I think it was day 3 of being forced to like be on this liquid and soft diet. I'm just like, I just want my burger. Like, I just wanted my burger. I was craving it so much. I just wanted my burger. But I was good. I did not eat my burger until like the Friday, like a week after my procedure, which we will get into that. But yeah, that was all I craved. Like, I wasn't craving pizza. I wasn't craving fried chicken. I wasn't craving chips. No, I was craving a burger, but a very specific burger I get from Five Guys, which is like this bacon cheeseburger. I get the little bacon cheeseburger, which is one patty, bacon, all the condiments, cheese, lettuce, pickles. That's all I craved. That's all I fucking craved this whole time. But I couldn't have it because, well, I just got out of surgery. So I had to wait a whole week. But best believe, when I finally had this burger on day 7, I was very happy, girl. I was like, I have my burger. Yes, I'm aware it's overpriced Burger King, but let me eat my damn burger, okay? Alright, moving on from that. Complications! I did, in fact, have complications in my recovery, unfortunately. This was around day 4 or 5. I started getting painful jaw, like, spikes. It was mainly in my right jaw. But I also started to experience some in my left. And I thought, shit, do I have dry socket? I'm not running a fever. I don't feel anything is wrong with it. I've been doing so good in my recovery. I don't know what the fuck is going on. So I gave a call to, my surgeon, because they told me, hey, if anything happens during recovery, call us. So I did call them. I was like, so this is going on. I'm not spiking a fever. It's not numbing my jaw or anything. I'm just feeling spikes of pain. And that's when the nurse talked to the surgeon, got back to me and was like, hey, were you doing jaw exercises? I'm like, oh my God, no, I wasn't. And she's like, okay, I did the same thing. You are okay. He has the surgeon has no concern for dry socket. You're going to be fine. What you're experiencing right now is because you just had a very intensive procedure. Your muscles, specifically your masseter muscle, is freaking out. So what you need to do, you're going to look up on YouTube masseter muscle massages. You're going to follow those instructions, and you need to do them a few times a day to relax the muscle. But once you start doing those, you are going to feel so much better. If it doesn't improve by Monday, give us a call. Also, I just realized what Colin texted me. Thank you, Colin. I love it. Thank you. Thank you for bringing me burger. I appreciate you. So what I had to do, basically what I did was I had to take, like, you can do masseter muscle massages in a few ways, which you can look it up. But the one I did was where I put both of my hands into a fist and I run the first knuckle, so the knuckle that is closest to the front of your fingers, down just right before your jawline. And you consistently do that like 5 times within a session. I'm actually doing it right now. But this helps massage the muscle to detense. And truth be told, the pain that I was feeling at the time, I was actually worried they messed up the crown that I had gotten on the right side earlier, late last year. But thankfully that was not the case. And as I was doing those massages, it detensed the muscle and it started to feel so much better. It was what was key in the late stages of my recovery, and it felt good. But one thing I will say is that going back to solids was incredibly difficult for me. I did have a decreased appetite, but also chewing was really scary because I didn't want to fuck up and get dry socket. So for a while, I stuck to soft foods. I stuck to soft foods for the longest time as I could. So I was eating a smoothie out of a bowl. Not like a fancy smoothie bowl, no, an actual drinkable smoothie. You're supposed to drink through a straw because you can't drink out of straws under recovery, because again, that's another way you can get dry socket, because it can suck up the dry socket, which sucks. So I had to eat it out of a bowl, as you see. But then as I was starting to be able to chew more solid foods, you might see on the left, this is a torn up croissant. So I would have to tear bread into little itty bitty pieces, and I would have to eat a little bit at a time with my front teeth. And because I went so long without solid food, that my teeth were extremely weak to chewing. And it hurt. It actually really hurt to chew for a while. But thankfully, as time went on, I was able to chew way more consistently. So, my takeaway for surgery, if I could give one piece of advice for surgery, is be prepared. If you have any information about your surgery going into it, and there's anything that your doctor recommends, get it settled way before the surgery, so that way you're not stressed out before you go in. I was very smart before going into my surgery, so I had all of my Ensure like on my bedside table, so that way I could just grab it from my bed instead of having to go all the way downstairs. I had the gauze in the bathroom and at my bedside table, so that way I could change my gauze whenever I felt like it. And it helped me feel extremely calm throughout the entire process. The only real stress I had after the surgery was honestly just like my pain medication, which that was a thing I couldn't control. But anything that you can control in your environment, have it ready and accounted for. This includes, by the way, washing your bed sheets as close to your surgery as possible, so that way you have a nice fresh bed to relax in. I say this because I don't frequently wash my sheets as much as I should. It takes a while for me to wash my sheets. So I washed my sheets right before my surgery, so that way I'd be utterly comfortable. And if you can, have family or friends stick around for the first few days to help you stick to a recovery schedule, because you're going to be drugged up with like pain medication. You are going to be tired from it all. It is going to be really difficult for someone on their own to follow all the instructions. So I would highly recommend, if you can, stay with like your family when you have this procedure, or better yet, if you can, if you live on your own, ask a friend or any family that lives nearby to stay with you for a few days, just to make sure that you are recovering smoothly. Even if it means like they're like they just hang out in your house for a little bit, as long as they can get to you relatively quickly, that is what matters. And for me, that was key for me, my recovery, because my mom, again, shout out to my mom, she's amazing, she's wonderful. Every 20 minutes she'd be running up the stairs with my ice pack, so that way, you know, I wouldn't get swelling, I wouldn't be in so much pain. But also, she was the one who read through my, you know, recovery document. She was the one who got my pain medication, so that way I didn't have to go into the office like all which is what's expected. But yeah, honestly, if you can, have friends or family stay with you. And by the way, make sure that these are people who you can trust. By the way, make sure the people who are taking care of you, you can trust them, so that way you feel more comfortable, but also so you're safe. And this is something I did that honestly made me feel a lot better. Prepare some surprises that show up during the first few days and close to the end of your recovery as a reward. So one thing that I ended up receiving pretty close to the beginning of my surgery, like I think honestly within a few days of, you know, my surgery, was this box from Hub and Chub, like Hub Man and Chub Girl, which is like a Toronto-based sticker company. Because on the first day after my surgery, I had bought a few stickers for myself as a reward, because I was like, I'm upset, but I did it, so I'm gonna get myself stickers. So I got these great like stickers in like this nice like little like package. It said like Happy Mail on like the front of like the box. So it felt good to get that as like a little present for myself, like pretty close to my surgery, so that way I felt nice about it. And then because my husband has like quick delivery on Amazon, I got the Princess Diaries graphic novel, and that also helped keep me awake close to the end of my surgery when I was starting to, wean off my pain medication. So instead of being passed out, I would be able to like stay up for a few hours to just read, which was nice. And finally, call your surgeon when shit feels off. I am not going to stress this further. If something hurts and it shouldn't hurt, call your surgeon right away, because typically, if something's hurting, something fucked up in the surgery process, which means they are responsible and they have to fix it for free. So if you are feeling pain, like I was, don't be afraid to give them a call or shoot them an email to say, hey, I'm feeling this kind of pain. Should I come in to get checked? And most of the time, if it's not too bad, they will give you instructions over the phone. But other times you'll be like, no, you need to come in right now. But yeah, please, if anything happens, and this goes with any procedure, by the way, guys, call your surgeon when shit goes wrong. But yeah, overall, I am okay. I am, like I said, I am on my 3rd week of recovery, and for the most part, things have calmed down almost completely. I am still, washing out my mouth every once in a while. I still have a little bit of jaw pain here and there, but otherwise, I am fully recovered, and I am doing a lot better. There is one thing I'm dealing with right now, which I don't think is related to wisdom teeth stuff at all. I think it's just that I may need a filling in a tooth because it's really sensitive. But otherwise, I am back. I am happy to be back, because I'm not going to lie, it felt isolating for a lot of this process. Like, I'm gonna switch over to the screen. It's isolating because you kind of just have to stay in your room and sleep through most of the recovery, and you can't really eat, so it's kind of just, you kind of feel alone throughout a lot of it. And for me, I made a point to tell everybody, like my friend circle online, that hey, I'm not going to be available. I'm not going to be okay for a while. So yeah, I was not even talking to people on the phone for at least the first week. I will say last week, I was definitely feeling a lot better, and I did have like a surge of energy, and I was able to kind of clean my room, clean my husband's room, just get it all organized and stuff, and actually like, make a system for my room that feels good. And I also had a lot of doctor's appointments too, because I had to get checked for a lot of things. Quite the experience, to say the least. Oh yeah, by the way, I'm not using straws right now. I am using I'm using a Gamer Subs bottle that I have. Because I still don't trust straws completely yet. I'm kind of like gingerly introducing straws, but I'm kind of being gentle with myself right now. But yeah, definitely it is a lot that you have to prepare for it mentally and physically, but I made it, and I'm doing okay. Also, to give you guys some updates on one of those appointments, which I do feel comfortable sharing, I did get a hearing test, and I'm happy to report that I don't have hearing loss like I expected. Physically speaking, there is no hearing loss that they can identify. Also, by the way, I was the youngest person in that hearing clinic, by the way. But yeah, the doctor said there's no issue with my ears. The thing that she's suspecting is that likely it's due to environmental factors, or it's due to the diagnosis that I'm currently getting right now, which I did have a meeting with my psychologist recently. It's going pretty well. Not going to share too much about that, but just want to let you guys know that I am still in the process of getting diagnosed, so that might be partially responsible for my issue with hearing. So yeah. Also, in other news, my husband started his new job while I was in recovery, and he just finished his first week. He's doing amazing. They had to tell him to slow down, though. They were like, hey, can you slow down? Like, you don't have to work this fast. He's like, I don't. They're like, yeah, if you work too fast, like, you're gonna be doing nothing for the rest of the day. He's like, oh. But yeah, no, it's been going really well for him. I'm so proud of him, honestly. Just so happy. But yeah, no, everything has been going really well. I'm very happy. Anyways, with that being said, I know that Aurora actually has something to talk to you guys about real quick. So, Aurora, the floor is yours. Thank you so much, Sammy. So, you guys might know by the title of this video, but hold on. Yeah, it'd be good if I had this up beforehand, but I didn't. Because I'm a dumb butt. So, while I was away on my honeymoon, both my streaming and affiliate anniversary occurred. So, we are on the 3rd year. We have just achieved 3 years of streaming and affiliate status. And I just want to say thank you guys so much for supporting me through all of this. You guys have supported me through like my early streaming. You've supported me through like learning how to become a VTuber, practicing my singing. You guys have supported me through my first charity event, my first merch event, and also through getting my model and getting married. I can't thank you guys enough for everything you guys have done for me. I'm actually getting a little emotional right now, I'm not gonna lie. Because I don't have the command. I'm sorry, Virus. Also, I'm sorry to hear that you've been feeling sick. But I am so thankful for every single one of you guys. As I mentioned on my honeymoon, I was missing you guys a little bit because I love talking to you guys. You guys are just the most amazing and supportive viewers. I can't thank you guys enough for everything you do for me and also for Sammy. Like, you guys supported Sammy through getting diagnosed. You supported like Sammy through getting her educational assistant job. It's been amazing. So I want to say thank you guys so much for 3 whole years of like streaming, of affiliate. Thank you guys so much for supporting me so much. I don't have a lot because, again, my honeymoon occurred pretty close to my affiliate anniversary. But I want to thank you guys so much for everything you guys have done for me. 3 years of this adorable. I'm not adorable. I'm Bob. How long have I been dealing with that? Like 2 years? Like, I don't have the follower age. Like, how long have you been here? Following since April 4th, 2024. So, yeah, 2 years! You've been here for 2 years, Virus! But thank you so much for everything, guys. I am so thankful for every single one of you. I don't know what to say other than thank you. What was I gonna say? I'm so emotional, like, I didn't know what to say. Honestly, you should be proud of yourself, if anything. You're the one who put yourself out there. It was a lot for me to, you know, do VTubing, because at first I wasn't so sure, but then just, don't bug me, don't bug me. I'm emotional, damn it. It was a lot for me to enter the VTubing scene, honestly. I was a little shy about it, but you guys have made me so comfortable with it, to be able to sing, to be able to pursue my passions like this. I can't thank you guys enough. I just wanted to bonk you out of affection. Damn, okay. And also I want to give a special thank you to all of my mods for supporting me as long as you guys have. like, love Hikari, Fallen, Colin. You guys have been the backbone of this channel this whole time, and it's been amazing to have you guys at my back. I wasn't expecting to have mods when I started. I really only expected Sammy. I really only expected Sammy to be there, but you guys have all been there, and I can't thank you enough. So, thank you guys so much for being by my side. I love you guys. Anyways, let's get the tears out of my eyes. Blah, 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 blah. Anyways, I don't have much for anniversary stuff, but I think I want to sing a little bit if it's okay. And I have some new songs, some old songs that I really want to give a shot. Would you guys let me? Also, I had to get some water in my system. Ugh. Man, I don't know what to say as well. I'm at a loss for words. Yeah. 3 years is a lot. But I think I got something that I want to sing. Your life, things may not always go right for you in those times. Just leave it behind, 'cause sometimes you gotta play the game just to survive without losing a fight. It's a fight, for it's true, it takes time. Don't have all the answers, no matter how hard it gets. Hold on to what's inside. Don't ever let nobody bring you down now. Don't ever let nobody tear your world apart. Look at the mirror and see who you are. Beautiful you are. In the dark, the pain chips have weighted your heart so deep, can't see the light in the distance. Open up your eyes, look, and believe. There's much more to life when you're free. That's the key. And in time, you will find all the answers. Don't have to hold your pride. Hold on to what's inside. Don't ever let nobody bring you down now. Don't ever let nobody tear your world apart. Look in the mirror and see who you are. Beautiful you are. Woo! Don't ever let nobody bring you down now. Don't ever let nobody tear your world apart. Look at the mirror and see who you are. Beautiful you are. There's no time to be insecure. I'm leaving it all at the door. Staring him in the face. You're taking it day by day. I'm finally on my way. Here we go. Don't ever let nobody bring you down now. Don't ever let nobody tear your world apart. Look at the mirror and see who you are. I listened to a little bit on my honeymoon and I really liked it. Sammy sent it over to me, and it's so good. I did miss a lyric though because I misjudged how much time I had to drink water. Because if you guys can tell, early on in the song, I choked. I was choking on spit for a second, so that did not feel good. I wonder. I think I got a fun one I want to sing. You guys might have seen this coming! Just a deal down girl on a Saturday night, looking for the fight of her life. In the real time world, no one sees her at all. They all say she's crazy. Locking rhythms to the beat of her heart, changing movement into life. She is danced into the danger zone when the dancer becomes a dance. It can cut you like a knife if the gift becomes a fire. On the wire between will and what will be. She's a maniac, maniac on the floor. And she's dancing like she's never danced before. She's a maniac, maniac on the floor. And she's dancing like she's never danced before. On the ice-filled line of insanity, it's a place most never see. It's a hard-won place of mystery. Touch it but you can't hold it. You work all your life for that moment in time. It could come or pass you by. It's a push-up world, but there's always a chance if the hunger stays the night. There's a coconut heat, struggling, stretching for the peak, never stopping with her head against the wind. She's a maniac, maniac, I sure know. And she's dancing like she's never danced before. She's a maniac, maniac, I sure know. And she's dancing like she's never danced before. Here we go now. Can cut you like a knife if the gift becomes a fire. On the wire between will and what will be. She's a maniac, maniac, I sure know. And she's dancing like she's never danced before. She's a maniac, maniac, I sure know. And she's dancing like she's never danced before. Maniac, maniac, I sure know. And she's dancing like she's never danced before. She's a maniac, maniac on the floor. And she's dancing like she's never danced before. Maniac. Ah! I always love singing that one. It's always so much fun. Well, I gotta get the lighting off. Oh, I'm back. Let's see. I think, because Sammy talked a lot about her surgery, I think she should get in here to sing something. So, Sammy! Alright. I think I've got something. I just gotta get some water in my system, though. Alright. So, I'm pretty sure this is gonna cause one mod to come out of lurking. This is for the mod that covered me! So, fuck! So unsure before it's even heard. Never confident in a single word. This bird, expert in the absurd. Number one in life that has been deferred. It hurts a soul like just introvert, but aversion only serves to put deserving on the mind. Keep my time so far out of line, and when the day turns night, I can't help but cry so loudly. I slant a valley to what about me is built so wrong. There's so much passion, but more I'm lacking. I wish that I could, but I falter on the forefront. I keep on running like a chicken with its head cut off. Acronomic, twisted, and we're not a bird brain, baby. I don't know when I'm supposed to stop. Hit me with the flap down, crash into the soft ground, and no fellow feathers falling for a freak. I put my neck up on the chopping block. A bird brain, baby. I don't think my head is coming off. Baby, I don't know if I'm supposed to stop. Baby, I don't know when I'm supposed to stop. So unsure before it's even heard. Until the border with my eyes so blurred. This bird constantly overturned. 10-time winning champion of being spurned. 'Cause even though it hurts, it's 1,000 times. Don't stay, 'cause I don't even know what I do anyway. I'm so damn selfish, I can't live like this. So be my witness, I won't back down. I'll play the hero, divide the zeros. I want to hear you say something? As I falter as an afterthought, I keep on running like a chicken with its head cut off. Apathetic, aching aeronaut, a bird brain, baby. I don't know when I'm supposed to stop. Hit me with the flap down, crashing with the loud sound. Apathetic and pathetic, asking me. I put my neck up on the chopping block. A bird brain, baby. I don't think my head is coming off. Baby, I don't know when I'm supposed to stop. Can you tell me if you think that I should stop? Baby, I don't know when I'm supposed to stop. Is it all for a show? In the golden hour you seem to know no fear is really true. That a bird like me could never think like you. Is it all in my head? Is my ignorance just manufactured dread when I nod by my pride? Can you take a look and say you like what I've got inside? Alright, one sec, guys. Oh, my bangs are all out of whack. That was for you, love. You told me to do it last time. Oh. Let's bring it home. So I falter on the second thought. I keep on running like a chicken with its head cut off. A counterfeit crew and cosmonaut. A bird brain, baby. I don't think my head is coming off. Hit me with the flap down, mirrored in the earthbound. Fill a baby brain, babble better neck. I put my neck up on the chopping block. A burn brain, baby, I don't think my head is coming off. Baby, I don't know when I'm supposed to stop. Baby, tell me if you think that I should stop. Baby, I don't know when I'm supposed to stop. Baby, fuck! Oh. Fuck, that was weird. Oh, God. Once again, that was for love because she did a phenomenal job covering me. So thank you so much. I'm just cleaning my glasses because I actually pressed my eyes up to my glasses. I will say, I'm going to reheat some pizza, so I stay silent. That's why. Oh, God. So I'm screaming while you're reheating pizza. Okay, I see how it is. I didn't think she'd actually do it. Good gods. Yeah, I did it. I did have to, like, you know, take off my headphones and just bury my head so that way people wouldn't, like, freak out as to why I'm screaming. Although, no, my husband, he's probably like, you were screaming on stream. Is everything okay? Anyways, we've got a few more songs in our system, and I think Aurora should sing something that also I think Love enjoys. You got it! Wake up, morning set in motion for me. Clear cut, put on the emotion. Guaranteed that when they drag me by my feet, pick me up and march me to the beat. Make me complete. I am miles above the street, staring as I pass me by myself deceit and I breathe. Nothing but a shadow, it seems, caught up in routine. Can they see the person beneath? The days go by so uniformly, tightly controlled and determined for me, yeah? Showered in fame, my fans adore me. Only way to fuck it up is to be boring. I don't get the messages, they don't come to me. Everything that I can say is spoken for me, yeah? Get up. Afternoon is nauseous. Again. Get fucked. God, I'm so pathetic. And when I rip you out my chest, won't you realize you're just obsessed? A fraud at best, drain the blood from this obsess. Watch me as I eat my heart out, dispossessed, but I breathe. Something's got me doubting, it seems. Am I anything? Am I even a person beneath? The days of bloodstains, cruel and gory, visions of violence are overpowering, yeah? Puking my guts out almost hourly, shaving off the numbers off this fucking body. I can read the messages, they come so quickly. Please, I'm begging anybody, come and save me. I don't get the messages, they don't come to me. Everything that I can say is spoken for me, yeah? I could be your friend or I could be a foe. You make the decision and that's all I know. Oh, I could be a sinner, I could be a saint, perfectly devoid of anything I hate. I could be a martyr, I could be a cause. I can be whatever everybody wants. I could be a canvas, I could be a doll. I don't think I'm even something real at all. I could be a woman, I could be a man. Look into the mirror, tell me what I am. Oh, I could be a difference, I could be the same. Try to give me meaning, it's a losing game. Oh, I could go to heaven, I could go to hell. Does it even matter? I could never tell. Oh, maybe I am nothing, maybe I am all. Baby, make me something for I I get that call, cause I can hear the messages, they just don't let me. I can bear the solitary, don't forget me. I can read the messages, they come so slowly. I don't know a single thing and I'm so lonely. I don't get the messages, they don't come to me. Everything that I can say is spoken for me. Yeah? One of my favorites to sing, honestly. And thank you, love, for the cheering. Let me think. Why don't we slow it down a little bit, guys? Unfortunately, I am my own dog, my own fur companion, my own old lady on a form who types in glittery decorum. Unfortunately, I take myself out walking every day and I hand my legs to the feet and I give my head to the leash. Every other day I'm wondering, what's a human being gotta be like? What's a way to just be confident? These sweet instincts rule my life. Every other day I'm wondering, was it a mistake to try and define what I'm certain's mad incompetence? These sweet instincts rule my life. I can't smell well or tell the time. Not K through 8 nor K-9. For human, grossly underqualified. For K9, grossly overqualified. I don't blend in at that smart. And that truth remains for the Walmart. Cause in either case they say to me, what the fuck is lost in aisle 3? Every other day I'm wondering, what's a human being gotta be like? What's a way to just be competent? These sweet instincts rule my life. Every other day I'm wondering, was it a mistake to try and define what I'm certain's mad incompetence? These sweet instincts rule my life. Just watch me moving far away. Nobody even knows my name and no one suspects that I'm not fine. Nobody out behavioral Frankenstein. Just look at Victor in LA and sit with the YIUFA and all the majors at the labels. Rebooting soon as I am able. Every other day I'm wondering, what's a human being gotta be like? What's a way to just be competent? These sweet instincts rule my life. Every other day I'm wondering, was it a mistake to try and define what I'm certain's mad incompetence? These sweet instincts rule my life. La da 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 da. La la are. Are you guys having fun? I'm thinking. I think because tomorrow is D&D night, I think Sammy needs to come out and sing a couple songs for her character Ella. Sammy! Missing something? What are you missing, Colin? Ah! Really? Brother. Anyways. Alright. So, obviously, I play in a D&D campaign called Girls Night Season 2. I play as Ella, and there's a couple songs that I associate with Ella, so let's get into it. Dream is a wish your heart makes when you're fast asleep. In dreams you will lose your heartache. Whatever you wish for you keep. Have faith in your dreams and someday your rainbow will come smiling through. No matter how your heart is grieving, if you keep on believing, the dream that you wish will come true. A dream is a wish your heart makes when you're fast asleep. In dreams you will lose your heartache. Whatever you wish for you keep. Have faith in your dreams and someday your rainbow will come smiling through. No matter how your heart is grieving, if you keep on believing, the dream that you wish will come true. I went a little bit more operatic than I normally do, but I didn't mind it. I didn't mind it. I honestly didn't mind it. Whew. All right. So we're going to move on from, you know, a sweet little song about dreams to beating the shit out of someone. I swear to God, if Ella's brother shows up next session, it is so fucking on. Maybe I'm just always overreacting, but lately I've been feeling so out of practice with everyone. Can't put up with anyone, yeah. When you're left in your own mess, it's not my problem. You lash out, start to freak out. So find out from somebody else. You pass your trauma to me. So beat me like a punching bag. I can take more hits than you'll ever get. Watch me bleed into nothing, I'm already dead. So beat me like a punching bag. I won't even dignify you. Response is engagement that you're craving. It's what you want. You're portraying innocent saint where you flaunt while you're pacing over grades page in your vault. Could be something you said, calling yourself a friend. I just wanted to end cause you keep beating me down. So find out from somebody else. You pass your trauma to me. So beat me like a punching bag. I can take more hits than you'll ever get. Watch me bleed into nothing, I'm already dead. So beat me like a punching bag. When you're left in your own mess, you lash out. Don't pass your trauma to me. watch me bleeding to nothing, 'cause you can't put it to rest. Soon you'll have nobody left. So be me, so be me. I can take more hits than you'll ever get. Watch me bleed into nothing, I'm already dead. So beat me like a punching bag. So beat me like a punching bag. I can take more hits than you'll ever get. Watch me bleed into nothing, I'm already dead. So beat me like a punching bag. Yeah! Whew, that felt good. It's been a while since I sang that, but it feels good always to sing it right before a session because you don't know what's going on. And we rolled a nat 1 last night, like last time we played. So I'm ready to fight. If it's Ella's brother, I swear to God, it's gonna be a bad night. If he goes after Sylvie, I am killing him. Anyways, I think a duet between me and Aurora is long overdue. Wouldn't you guys agree? It's news to me that it's news to you. To which degree, who answers to who? We could go on and on, but in the end, who are we kidding? My divinity is past infinity. Am I getting through? Seems our regime has plummeted south. Don't need a scream if you ain't got a mouth. Why bite the hand that feeds when it's the only hand you're getting? It's time you see that this great marquee is the only place you're ever gonna be. So strap on in and take it on the chin, and don't forget who's running the show. Now look at this! Absolute bliss! Oh, what a shock! Watch where you walk! I'm the host, I run the place. King, that is my name. Not enthused, just feeling used. Oh, what a goddamn shame! Congratulations, all of my friends. Public relations are getting a cleanse. Put on your Sunday best because I'm nowhere close to quitting. So play the games and just ignore the pains, cause all that remains is how you prime your brains. You lied to me, but you're too blind to see that I'm the one who's running the show. Woo! That felt good. I think I got 2 more songs left in my system, and then I think that's gonna be it for today's stream. And you know we had to after the fake out last time, right? Isn't she lovely? Isn't she wonderful? Isn't she precious? Less than 1 minute old. I never thought true love would be making one as lovely as she. But isn't she lovely? Made from love. Isn't she pretty? Truly the angel's best. Boy, I'm so happy she lovely? Life and love are the same. It could not have been done without you who conceived the one. I never thought through love we'd be making one as lovely as she. But isn't she lovely? Made from love. Alrighty. I think I have one more song in my system, and that's going to be it for tonight's stream. And as a little bit of a celebration of the 3 years that I have been streaming and you guys have been supporting me, I think I need to return to a song that I sang early on in my streaming career. Hope you enjoy it. Let me be with you. The moment we first meet, to make sure it's perfect, I'll cast a magic spell. I can't help but smile whenever you're near me. You reach to take my hand. Why do we always ignore all the feelings we have in our heart till it happens suddenly? When you are falling in love, let me be with you. Let me be with you. Let me be with you. All I need is you here with me.今までずっと言えないまま隠してたの。強がってるそれだけなの見つけ出して待ち合わせまであと5分待っててその後2人恋に落ちたの。Let me be with you. Let me be with you. Let me be with you. 泣きたくなるの。伝えな手あそっと話すとき不安になるの不安になるの Let me be with you Let me be with you Let me be with you. 抱きしめたいのに Let me be with you Let me be with you. Let me be with you. Let me be 抱きしめたいのに Let me be with you. Let me be with you. Woo! Alrighty, with that being said, that's gonna be it for today's stream. But like always, why don't we raid someone? Let's see who's online. Oh! Excuse me. Oh, I see a friend we haven't seen in so long. I miss him. Why don't we go say hi to Grua? Alrighty, everyone. Thank you so much for celebrating my comeback. I missed you guys so much, and I am so fucking ready to get back into streaming. I cannot wait. But remember, everyone, when we go into someone else's stream, do you know what we say? Do you remember? Miss